She's taking some nasty damage indeed. Magazine explosion! Ho, 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 ho. Ooh, yes please, yes please. And a final torpedo maybe on the bow there. Yes, excellent. Erashio's sinking though, so we can't celebrate too early there, but we're good. Hello my good students, welcome back to our Pacific campaign on War on the Sea. We are currently fleeing the enemy with this particular Supply Interceptor task force. We're being chased down by a South Dakota led task force, trying to bring them into our homeland territory where we have a Soryu and a couple battleships waiting for them, as well as some submarines. So hopefully we'll be able to take those on if they do decide to carry on chasing us. Either way, we can still keep on the course to rearm these ships. We are very low because we've been fighting a lot of enemy cargo ships with this particular surface group, so it's certainly paid back for itself there. On the whole though, we are looking at removing yet another incoming invasion towards Guam and Saipan. We do have sight of them, so let's go to the strategic map and look at that, shall we? Alrighty, so we have that particular task force over here. It's a county in New Orleans, 5 destroyers and 3 supply ships over here. We are in range with our carriers, which is brilliant. I think we've been neglecting our VALs, haven't we? I think it's time to start going in with them. And I think what we're going to do is actually launch the VALs first onto 1 or 2 heavy cruisers. And we'll launch some zeros if possible as well. It's not particularly looking like it. Although we could launch some zeros from Kaga and then wait for them to keep spotting, I suppose, the enemy ships over here, and then wait for the cycle time to turn around so we can bring in some VALs. And I think that will work quite well actually. Let's go to launch some aircraft. I think we will launch, I don't want to have to wait too long for them to cycle round this, so I think 12 will do there. Not going to launch them with any bombs or anything. And actually the launch cooldown there is really not anything. That's rather interesting there. That's saying 0 minutes. I'm not not entirely going to trust that. We'll bring it back down to 12, and that'll be absolutely fine like that, I think. So do that. Bring them out. So take 0.4 hours. That's excellent. We'll go back to CVs. Is that actually true? We can launch again. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. In that case, might as well launch all of our VALs then. We're going to launch them, of course, with AP bombs. And this is, of course, not to sink, but to cripple, slow down some enemy ships, as VALs are really used for. That's what they're meant for. Let's go straight on over. Do you want to launch some zeros then from Shokaku? I don't think really we want to there. I think that'll do for now. Let's keep going with that. Is there anything else we need to review though? Can see a submarine over here. We still have that one around Saipan. Just need to keep an eye out really for the battleship chasing our supply interceptors here, don't we? We'll bring back our engineering task force over here, and we'll decide what we want to do with our invasion supplies over here. What do we have on Kude at the moment? We have 3.3 thousand troops, but really it's supplies we need. If we review what we have on Davao, I have 8.9 thousand troops with 0 supplies and 9.4 thousand troops with 2,500 supplies. So that's absolutely fine for invasion. Outside that was basically 0 supplies, so we need to go to invasion supplies and just launch everything we can. Manage cargo, all of the supplies please. Even if we strip Kude bare, that still won't quite add up, will it, to what we want, but we do need it. Really do need everything we can there, and that is gonna look okay. Really? That's going to look okay. So if we bring these down, do we want to take Cebu? Might do. Does have a level 1 airfield, but will that really be a problem? And will it be much of a help? Do we need to take Cebu as part of the... Yes, it is a victory objective. What about Puerto Princesa? Yes, it is. So we will be taking Cebu at some point, but I think What we're going to do, we don't quite have enough supplies on hand at the moment to think about contending with Manila, so we might as well go for Puerto Princesa over here, and we don't necessarily need to bombard that, I don't think. So long as we have the supplies to outlast, that would be absolutely fine on there. And then if we want to, we can upgrade that to level 3 port, maybe. It will be quite the investment. We'll test the waters on Manila later on, I think, before we think about that though. So I think Puerto Princesa is the aim of these invasions here. What is the best way to go about going there? Do you want to go through here? Maybe not. Or it might be slightly longer, but possibly safer to go around the north of the Philippines over here. Around like that, so I think that's what we're going to do, but we do have to pick up some troops from Davao and Cebu, of course. We'll go over here like so. We can pick up stuff from there, and we can pick up troops over here as well, and that'd be brilliant. So I think let's keep going. We do see some supplies over here, not going to let those escape so easily, so we are going to launch some Bettys with torpedoes towards them. Let's keep going, see if we can catch this group in particular. That's the prize for today. So we have found them, and actually not a moment too soon, because we did not think to check the time of day, did we? We did not indeed. So what is the time of day? It's 18:23 hours, so this is probably the last flight we're going to get off in this daytime, but we have actually no, this is the same group, it's just a slightly different formation there. Rather interesting. Have they lost ships? I remember it being a bit bigger. Perhaps just a small change of formation, or just the lack of visibility there. Either way, this is the priority. We do have invasion ships over here. 37% visibility is really, really nice actually for us, because it means we can come in somewhat unimpeded there. What we're going to do is, I think, press the right buttons to start with, reduce our speed with these zeros, start diving down a tad, and we're actually going to use these to strafe the invasion ships here, just so that we are making sure we are safe here. And yeah, they are all in a line. Hopefully we can just go through in one big line there and try and get those down. We'll see what sort of luck we have. With only 12 zeros, so we'll be getting shot down as well. But the main idea here as well is to go for the heavy cruisers, which are number 2 and number 3. Slightly out of position to get there, unfortunately. Let's bring these valves from the rear towards the New Orleans, increase our speed there. Might want to increase our altitude a tad as well. And we'll bring these valves in, increase their speed, come down, and try and go for the county over here. Let's increase our speed again, and actually increase our altitude a tad as well to help out with that visibility there as well. So I think we're actually going to bring these zeros around, just make them circle, so that they can come in with the valves there. Don't know what are those valves doing over here. Why are they not all together? That's rather interesting. Let's form them up properly. That's rather unlucky that they're going to be disjointed now, actually. But not to worry too much. I'm going to increase the speed of the zeros here so they can come in with these valves, and reduce the speed of these valves a tad, actually. Make the zeros go that much quicker, and then compress time a tad. Looks like these valves are going to get in as a strange timing though. That's okay, we'll break here and tell them to attack anyway. We're not getting fired at just yet. Looks like we do need to dive down as well. That's going to be interesting there. Let's get these valves to start diving a tad then. And our zeros, we've got to take off of fire at will. That's absolutely fine. We'll stop them attacking. Form up once again. I was not expecting to see any scouts, but that's okay. Bring these down again. It's not too much of an issue. And with these valves, just make sure we're at a decent altitude to attack later on. These valves are doing okay. They are going to attack. That's brilliant. And with these valves, then we will give them the attack order as well. Let's make sure, yep, there we go. And they haven't changed their formation, it's just that because of the low visibility, we couldn't see these scouting forward destroyers here. There has been a minor change by the looks of it in formation, that's absolutely fine. Doesn't matter to me too much. They still have these horrible, horrible ships, and we're going to go in with our zeros here to make sure they catch up there, and that is excellent. So, how are the Vals looking? Not doing too bad just yet. As we've said before, bombing strikes with any sort of plane just that much safer. We're going to reduce our speed with the zeros here before we run out of time and go into attack this particular ship. Might need to circle round, not to worry. How are we looking with these Vals? Haven't lost anything just yet by the looks of it. I thought I heard something like that. No worries there then. So what hits are we going to get on this counter? We have lost a Val just as we go down. Ooh, number 7 suffers magazine explosion. That would be this ship over here. Excellent, that's very, very nice indeed. So we'll quickly hop on over to that then. Form up with the zeros, reduce our speed. Very, very nice strafe there. And we will keep on top of these ships. Do apologise, we need to make sure we get these supply ships, unfortunately. Just that much better for us there. Excellent stuff. County's taking a beating though. Really, really good indeed. How about the New Orleans? Just coming in with our Vals here. Let's have a look at that. Oh, losing a few planes on the approach there, but very, very nice hits midships there. Let's pause very quickly. Looks like we're getting a decent strafe off onto the... I believe this is a British transport over here. Very, very good. Very, very good. Tasty. And that's that one done. Pause, form up, and reduce speed, please, and go straight on to the next ship, which is the number 6. It's a crater over here. Number 7 sinking. Thank bloody God. And we go in and attack the number 6. Excellent. Oh yes, we got a magazine explosion on that. That will be going down very, very soon indeed. Very, very nice attack there. So we still have a good amount of zeros, and we do still have enough for another strafe, enough ammunition. Just increase our altitude there. Let's just get out. So let's have a look at the county there. It does have quite the list actually, doesn't it, for some very minor bomb hits there. Let's take a quick look at that. Moderate damage though in general, but heavy damage to the New Orleans. No flooding though to New Orleans, but that will be rather damaged. Might well have, let's just target that. The speed isn't overly affected there, although it did get a lot of hits on the midships. Should have really destroyed a funnel there, but not to worry. Have destroyed 2 cargo ships. This one will be going down shortly. So they can only bombard at the moment, which is still a threat, of course. We did lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Vals and a 0, which, you know what, for 3 cargo ships and a decent attack onto those heavy cruisers, very, very acceptable there. Let's bring these zeros just so that we can keep some sight around, I think, over here. Like so. And try and spot that cargo ship again. And that should be going down. Might want to strafe that again, actually. We'll give it some time. With the magazine explosion, it should be going down. Okay, so with all of the cargo ships sunk, all we can do now is retreat out like this. It was just a report. Let's go out of there. Come back. To everyone to return to base. Don't want to remove that map note just yet. And really, all we can do, unfortunately, is make sure we get Fighting Force 1 to the correct base here. Might want to pull back to Saipan, I'm thinking at the moment. But we'll see. We're going to lose sight of them now because we are going over to nighttime hours, unfortunately. But with our CVs, I think our job there is done, and we're going to bring them back down here to truck and have them finally rearm their air groups. We did miss with these Bessies simply because we were focusing on the major threats. So we'll try and go into that before we run out of daytime hours there. Let's go. Just by pure coincidence, really, we decided to launch some Kates. We just found out that we had extra time available with our CVs before we had to recycle our previous groups. So we tried to hunt down the enemy task force, didn't actually find any solid contacts with them on the strategic map. So we're very, very lucky to be right on top of them when we came in here to the strategic view. To find them. The problem here is that they are manoeuvring against us. I think what we're going to try here is actually go for the New Orleans first, because that is the closer target here. Try and get in for that, and we'll get this group to come around a bit quicker around the outside here if possible for the county. But first we do need to turn into this New Orleans here, just reduce our speed a hell of a lot, turn right in there, speed up once again to get in there a bit quicker, and just attack from here. I think we'll see how that goes. At least try and get one of these bloody heavy cruisers down. I'm not entirely liking this angle of attack, but there's not a lot we can do about that just now. Just need to drop and hope for the best in such a large formation, and hope it works. Really, we're going to increase our altitude and speed, going to really come out to the flank there. And watch these Kates here. What do we want to do with them? There's a lot of destroyers with small arms and flak to think about here. Looks like we're largely going to miss with this group. Well, it might turn into a few of these actually. Shouldn't take loads and loads of hits to deal with this. It was on heavy damage because of the previous bombing attack. That's a very, very nice explosion indeed. Do need to watch these Kates though. Just take a repulse on that. Critical to heavy. I think really goes straight in for that New Orleans there. Turn round and attack that. Just to make sure that does go down. One heavy cruiser is better than none, of course. And I think we can tell them to attack from here. Get a very nice little broadside there. We'll lose a fair few Kates, of course, but we're on our way to restock our air groups anyway, and we'll come out at full speed there. It's looking very, very nice indeed. That should take a good few torpedoes there. I'm thinking only 2 will need to do the job there. And that is what we're going to guess, at least. Excellent. Very, very nice indeed. A lovely third torpedo on the bow to spread out the flooding. Excellent. That should go down over some time there, or at least deter them, and that has gone down. That is exactly what we want to hear. Shame we couldn't get both heavy cruisers there, but I'll happily take the one. The amount of Kates we lost as well, that could have been worse. And you know what? They might have, if we didn't launch this at all, nothing would have happened. Might have been bombarded again on our base, and that's the worst thing we need, the last thing we need right now with our lack of supplies about. So hopefully this will deter them, force them into a retreat there. That is excellent. Let's go back to the map. Alrighty, so we have resighted that South Dakota task force which was chasing down our Supply Interceptors here. You can see the lead ship there, the South Dakota itself, but that is a rather mysterious heavy cruiser there. Shall we take a closer look? I think we should. I can bloody click the thing. So it is a Wichita, a very, very nasty ship indeed. There's only one, of course, in class, so the Wichita is what we're dealing with, and of course another Brooklyn. Actually, yeah, it's another Brooklyn. Don't know why I thought I was a Cleveland for a second. Silly mistake there. Of course, Cleveland's only look like Baltimore's, don't they? Let's see how many Brooklyns we have left. Got the feeling I've only destroyed 2 of them. Interesting. I thought we may have destroyed even more. But I believe this should... I don't know why I've changed the flag there. This might be the last South Dakota. It is indeed. It's the Massachusetts. Excellent. How are we on... we have one more North Carolina. Must be in ports that. I remember sending one back to port quite a while ago with some very heavy damage. So we're going to get out of here before we lose our Jake. Come on. There we go. And so that's clearly not chasing us down anymore. but it is patrolling round. I get the feeling this is probably quite a long, usual sort of patrol route here. It's come from the South China Sea all the way up in between Formosa and the Philippines, and here it is now. So we do have our invasion support group very close. We could try to move in to intercept that, and with 2 battleships there. Take a close look with 2 battleships, fairly undamaged. Our Nachi is slightly damaged. Our Unyo is slightly damaged as well, so that's going to need to be careful, but that is still able to launch out planes. We do have 8 Kates available rather than 12, but 8 is better than none, of course. We can use that to slow down perhaps the battleship there. So I'm not too worried about that too much. I do have our Supply Interceptors now looking pretty decent up here. Maybe one more Congo out there. Might want to switch around the Kisakami for another destroyer. Sounds a bit strange, but it doesn't quite have the gun power I would like there, really. But the torpedo power is unmatched. So that's just going to keep around here patrolling, of course, for supplies. But if it does get caught by this group, that shouldn't be too bad. Although South Dakota will rip apart the Congo if given the chance. So it could be very spicy there. So that's how we're looking at the moment. Haven't seen the group over here recently, so we're going to remove that in map note. Can't remember what we saw out here, but it's been there for a while. We're going to remove that. So we're just moving in now, ready to pick up our troops from the Philippines. Not seen any aircraft just yet, so I'll keep you updated with that. Alrighty guys, it's quite a scary situation we have here now that we've gone into it. You know, I said we were feeling quite confident about taking a surface engagement with that battleship task force. Well, a surface engagement we do have, but we are around 10 kilometers away from them. We have issued our orders. We have identified ships we do fancy firing on to begin with. Just going to finish off identifying a few of these ships that we're not firing on immediately. We're going to identify the Brooklyn. We're going to identify this Dutch ship over here. That's going to take some time because I do not recognise Dutch ships myself. It could be a Van Gent. Is that all we have? We have Van Galen. The paint seems to match up with that, so we'll try with that. We have a Benson or Gleaves over here. We'll go with Benson to begin with, and that should be that. So what we're going to do with the Kates is we're actually going to focus the Wichita, because we have the greatest likelihood of just sinking that outright. And as much as it'd be nice to cripple the battleship over here, just removing guns outright is definitely the priority here. We're going to line up with the Arashio, Mikuma and Hibiki and just carry on at full speed around here, try and come round here. There's not a lot of room to maneuver here. Going to take the Shiratsu, Nachi and Fuso and try and come out a bit to our port side. And with the Yugo and Ise, we're going to rush on forwards as well. With the Unyo, we're just going to come back under smoke cover. We have launched smoke or asked for it with all of our ships, and Shishio is going to come around over here. We're going to try and torpedo as much as we can as well, but firstly we need to get our solutions up. So we are firing out when possible, just holding off really with our battleships to begin with, so that we can get some star shells out and to work on our solutions. No point in wasting some ammo at the moment. We can see the enemy though turning their guns. They will have some very horrible accuracy for us at this stage. Looks like they're turning out to their port side, so maybe we can get in with these Kates over here, like so. Maybe if we do push around, we can cross their T's on the rear, which will really be nice there. We have a fair solution here with our Ise, so let's fire out. Oh, Fuso must be similar. It is. Excellent. We're of course focusing the South Dakota with our battleships. Our 2 heavy cruisers are going for their Wichita at the moment to try and slow that down, because it's not guaranteed that our Kates will be doing too well there. Going to change up our secondaries with our battleships here. They were far. Oh my god, we've lost 2 turrets on the Ise already. That is nasty. Those are direct hits. Direct hits on our turrets already. Rather horrible indeed there. We're focusing the tribal with our destroyers. How is our solution looking there? Fairly decent. Let's get some very widespread out before we lose the Arashio there. We'll get with the Mikuma some APHE out there, and what we'll do is turn off our port sides there and fire out a very nasty spread of torpedoes as well. Coming in with the Kates, need to reduce our speed and altitude there. Focus on this, thank you. In fact, I think we'll increase our speed so we can get in quicker. I thought we were closer than that. Oh yeah, it looks like the South Dakota is taking hits though. And I think what we're going to do is just attack from here, really. No need to think too much there. Let's slow down with... actually, the torpedoes have passed the Hibiki. Nachi... Oh no! That is really embarrassing. What has happened there? Why are you doing that? Oh, it's in with the Shiratsu for some reason. But the Shiratsu's going out there. It's completely ignoring then our orders. Oh, that is rather embarrassing. Just going to have to tell that to reverse. Look, they've not done too much damage to the Issei, thankfully. Not too much damage to this ship either, but that is going to be horrible to have that slowed down to a halt there. How are we doing with these torpedoes? Just dropping here. It's not looking like we get loads and loads of hits. They are dropping successfully though. I thought it might have been a tad too quick there. Might just miss this rear one. No, we're going to get on its propellers and rudder there. That is excellent. That'll make it a sitting duck for our heavy cruisers. It is taking some nasty damage indeed. Magazine explosion! Oh, yes please, yes please. And a final torpedo maybe on the bow there. Yes, excellent. Erashio's sinking though, so we can't celebrate too early there. But we're going to take the Mikima here, and we're going to focus on the Brooklyn now. That's that Wichita Sharby going down. Let's hold out on there. We weren't even firing with this. We've got to tell it to. We're trying to build up our solutions with that. That might even be the same with the Nachi over here. It was indeed. So nothing lost too much there. Let's hold out with the Brooklyn then. Very embarrassing there, isn't it? Mishishio, you are looking at the tribal. I think what we'll do is we are firing out here. Just got a terrible solution, unfortunately. We'll keep going like that. No one's firing at Unyo just yet, so that can get out fairly easily there. Mikima, where are you going? I think we'll just tell this to break off and come out around here. Nachi can start moving now at full speed, I think. It's looking rather nasty, that, isn't it? Fuso, how are we looking? Wichita sinking, excellent. South Dakota, have you taken many hits at all? Taking some minor damage across the board there. The name of the game might just be guess out now if we do start to take much more damage. Get some torpedoes, see how they go. Hibiki, did you fire torpedoes? You did not. So what we're going to do is fire out for the tribal again. The massive spread, 4 degrees, 3 torpedoes from each tube. With the fairly low solution, I'm hoping really that will go towards the greater part of their formation. What we're going to do is actually full speed and turn in, and then turn round and out again. With the Yugamo, I think we're fine here. They're not actually firing on Yugamo. How's the Mishishio looking over here? Let's take off our smoke so we don't hurt our own stuff over here. How are we looking with, what are we firing out here? I want to make sure people are firing to hit rather than to fire star shells with everything. So let's take out Mishishio's good, Shiratsu's good, Hibiki, you're firing for effect there. Mikuma, I believe your secondaries, or at least the Nachi's secondaries, was it? No, that's good. Okay, let's actually start firing out so that we can actually get that down. We do have a fairly decent solution on that Brooklyn now. Getting some nice damage saturation on the bow there, but nothing too major, unfortunately. How's the Issei looking now? Could be better, could be worse. How much longer? Let's keep that to finish this part now. We'll move this over to some flooding. What speed are we at? Full speed. Let's try and turn a tad so that we are making some sort of maneuvers. And I think the Fuso could move as well so that we can get all of our guns firing there, because we will lose targets soon. Our torpedoes, it could be better, could be better. but they could certainly be worse with the large spread there. Hopefully we get 1 or 2. We're getting some nice hits on the tribal there, focusing that with the majority of our destroyers. Mishishio not looking great now. Okay, interesting. Let's get some more torpedoes out then from this angle, and then we can get some smoke off and get out of there. How are we looking with our torpedoes? Lost 1 tube, have we? That's unfortunate. We're actually firing out there. We need to turn round so that we can do that. We're actually going to fire out there. Come on. Come on. Before we lose the ship, please. Can we please fire? There we go. Dropping now. We need to drop 1, did we? It looks like it. Yep, we've dropped. Excellent. Let's get out. How's that South Dakota looking? That's the big prize. Brooklyn looks like it's taken a few hits there. Might have a minor list. Yeah, it's not looking so bad there. Hibiki over here can start to turn around a bit better. Shiratsu is in range. Let's take off our smoke here. That's hurting our solution. Looking decent here on the Yugamo though. Not too sure these torpedoes are going to do much now, unfortunately. Oh, getting some nice hits though onto this South Dakota. Does look like it's mostly secondaries, unfortunately. That Brooklyn's not looking great either. So a rough start. Very bad manoeuvres on my part. Very nasty manoeuvres actually on my part. Can we get some more torpedoes off here? We are facing with our port side. Let's take off our starboard. Mishishio is sinking, unfortunately. We're actually going to fire all here, and we're going to go for a manual fire. Let's go out over here, I think. Are we ready to fire? That's a decent position, is it? Do we need to turn out a bit more? Might need to turn out a bit more for that. So we'll hold off there for now. Marn might be in danger of taking a torpedo or 2, but that is a very wide spread for that. I might just take the 1 there. Go on. Go on. There we go. Excellent. Oh, if you get just 1 torpedo out from these spreads, it's worth it in my book. Let's take a report. Heavy damage to the South Dakota, heavy to the Brooklyn. Excellent, and of course heavy now to that Marn as well. Taking moderate to the Issei, we'll double check that in a second. Of course, we knew we were going to lose destroyers. So long as we don't lose any major assets like heavy cruisers, carrier or battleships, so we do need to watch out for this Issei. We have a very nice solution actually on that Issei. We're on top of any fires and such, so it's just this 1 over here. We actually need to get onto that flooding, having said that. Should have really spread out our torpedoes a tad better there, but not to worry. Not to worry there. We'll start manoeuvring here, and I think we'll get some manual fire out once again. How are they manoeuvring really? I think we want to go out here perhaps for those destroyers. And what we can do, we are still under smoke, so we're actually going to reduce our speed a tad and start turning, dodging and weaving like so, very largely there. We are acting independently, I think, with this Mikuma over here, so let's turn around. We can get off some more torpedoes from our starboard side there, I believe. It's the starboard we fire from, so actually the ports we want to go for. Let's cancel that manoeuvre order there, so we can get some more torpedoes out and fire off 3-4 degree spread once again. We do want it to be wide as possible, and we'll go for let's go for the bottom part over here. We'll just have to watch out with our own ships here. They are firing out on Hibiki. Let's get out of there. We may well lose that actually. How are we looking with the South Dakota? May well take a torpedo here if they do catch up. They do have the range. Forget the range of our Japanese torpedoes actually. Let's take a look. The range is 22 kilometers, so they will catch up. Just depends on the spread there now, of course. We are able to fire out the Fuso's not doing too badly there at all, actually, with its solution. Doing alright as well with the Issei still. And that Brooklyn's not looking great either. Yeah, let's keep going out like this. And actually can turn around to get all of its guns firing. I don't think they're in any particular danger just yet. Onyo's doing okay. Shiratsu's fine. Yugamo could probably turn around. In fact, what we'll do is fire out some star shells, I think, to help out everyone else's solutions there. Just waiting for these torpedoes, really? Look at that. Where are the torpedoes? Can we see them in the water? They're just about here. So there is the chance they'll take one on the rear. Come on, you know you want to. You know you want to. Suddenly regressing the extremely widespread. Just missed there with one torpedo. Maybe a slightly tighter spread and it would have taken one, and that would have done us a big favour there. Really big favour indeed. Well, after long time there, our battleships and our heavy cruisers ran out of ammunition. Absolutely ridiculous that we couldn't get that South Dakota. 'Tis on critical and heavy damage. We did get the cruisers there, not quite the Marne either. We did sacrifice 3 destroyers for that. Rather unlucky there. We did get 5 command points from that, but I think it's time to send this task force home to rest and repair. Unfortunately, recoup their losses and of course regain their armaments there. We will send them to rest and repair specifically, so that we don't use so much fuel and supplies and such from Kure there, and that will of course mean we come out completely restored and fresh there for the fights ahead. I'm sure this will cause this particular task force to retreat now, so it should be okay to get out of there unharmed. If we do want to attack and chase that down with this group, it might be an idea, but their guns are still operational on that South Dakota, and I don't think it's fully worth it at the moment. That can wait. We've sent that back to port. We won't see it for a very long time, I shouldn't think. So, unfortunately though, that is all we have time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I very much have. And a very nice fight indeed. We move then in the next episode towards Puerto Princesa, unless something else like that gets in our way, of course. So I hope that's filled your War on the Sea void for today. I hope that's filled that, and I shall see you in the future. I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.